Hi there YouTube, it's Jeff from Up and Down the Dales, and today we'll be reviewing and comparing the Regatta Ternio stool and the Robens Geographic stool. Let's have a look at them now. So let's begin with the Regatta Ternio stool. Now this stool at the moment online is selling for about £4. It's really cheap, and for the price it's not a bad stool at all. I've used this on a number of occasions. It's comfortable as far as you can get a comfortable stool. It's relatively lightweight and there's no major problems with it at all. So this is about the pack size. It's not too big. With this one I tend to strap this to the outside of my backpack just so it's out of the way and I can access it nice and easily. It has a small Velcro strap at the top just to keep everything secure. It did come with another sort of strap that you could use to sling over your arm, but I really didn't like that, so I've taken that off just to make it a little bit lighter, and it just got in the way. So it's a decent size. It stands at about 56 centimetres off of the floor, so it's not the biggest stool in the world, but it's also not too small. The maximum weight that this can take is only 90 kilograms, which compared to the Robens is less, but it's a bit cheaper as well. This, like I say, is going for about £4. When I bought it, it was 10, I think, but it's in the sales at the moment. There are a few problems with it. The feet are not super secure, so you can move them around and rotate them, and they can come off. So I found when I've been camping in sort of muddy terrain, if the foot has sunk into it a little bit, it's best to double check to make sure the foot is still attached, because on occasion it hasn't been. So yeah, that's the stool. So as I said, this weighs in at about 800 kilograms, just under. So it's not super lightweight, but it's not too bad. So next we have the Robens Geographic stool. Now, instantly one thing I can tell you is that this is significantly lighter. This weighs about 250 kilograms compared to the 800 grams Regatta, so already it's winning there. So let's open it up. It has another Velcro strap, just like the Regatta, but this one's lower down. And then all you need to do is it just opens up. So, some things you may notice straight away. It is a lot smaller. So not only just in height, but also the seat diameter isn't as big, so it's not as comfortable. So if you're going to be using it for a long period of time, you may want to look at the Regatta. I tend to stick to the Robens just because, although it isn't as comfortable, if I'm wild camping and I'm not in my tent, I tend to get up and have a walk around anyway, just to enjoy the sights and the views. So it's just sort of a nice little place to sit, have a cup of tea, and then get up and have another little mooch around. But if you are wanting to sit on it for long periods of time, it's not the worst. It's more comfortable than sitting on the floor. It's well ventilated. You're high enough off the floor so your legs can stretch out a little bit. So yeah, that's a nice little bonus. But it is more expensive. This comes in at around about £20 online. You might be able to get it cheaper if you shop around a bit. So this is a great little stool, and when you compare it to the Regatta, it is slightly more expensive. This is about £20 to £25. However, it's more lightweight and it can take more load weight as well. So this can take 120 kilograms of weight, whereas the Regatta can only take 90. For the price and the weight difference, is that worth it? That's entirely up to you. I love this. It's nice and small and it takes up no room in my bag at all. I store this next to my water bottle just down the side and it doesn't get in the way. Easy to access, and because it's so light, I don't really feel it. So here we are, we have them side by side now. Here's the Regatta, here's the Robens. So as I'm sure you can see, there is a big size difference. The Regatta is significantly taller, the seat is wider, so the Regatta is a lot more comfortable, but the trade-off is it's a lot heavier, a lot bulkier, and it can't take as much weight. Personally, my go-to is the Robens, because although it isn't as comfortable, it's a lot more lightweight, and to me, in my head, that makes more sense. It's not as tiring carrying it up any big hills, and you don't feel it as much. Also packs down significantly smaller, so with this, I can store it next to my water in my rucksack, whereas this, I have to sort of strap it on the outside. A bit more awkward to access, but that's just a small gripe. The biggest issue I have with Regatta really is the feet, and the fact that the feet can fall off. You know, it's not too bad, but if you don't notice it and you sort of sink into the ground and you set off to your next camp and all of a sudden you're missing a foot, well, then you can't really use it. So the fact that the feet can be removed is a little bit of a drawback, but at the same time, this is a very much budget stool, so you can't complain too much. All in all, the Robens is by far my favourite. As I've said, not as comfortable, but I like it more anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this review and comparison of the two. If you did, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest videos. Thank you and have a great day.